outside, some sun in my eyes, met up with Uncle Chuck, stole an ice cream truck, drove in a pothole, ended up in the hospital. Threw quiz with the patients, got on antidepressants, so went out for a walk, met her on the boardwalk, things got perverse, she took off her shirt, I had got nothing done 'cause procrastinating in the sun.
Still two.
This live show has been produced by the Open University Students Association. In the spirit of the OU student community, we would ask that when engaging with the show on social media and in the chat, please make sure your interactions are respectful of and not offensive to other students. Please keep your language clean and your commentary appropriate for an open audience. Views expressed during this programme are not necessarily endorsed by the Open University Students Association. If you are an OU student who is affected by any of the issues discussed in tonight's programme, you can contact the Students Association via the social media links on our website or by emailing oustudents-media@open.ac.uk. I'm back in the room.
Welcome back, Sue.
But you can't see me.
Someone's hiding.
Delighted to have you back with us. Delighted.
It's really, really good to be back. And changes. We can be seen now.
Yes.
I know.
But you
How
can't see me
exciting.
until I lean later on.
Into my space.
So if you don't know me already, my name's Sue. I'm currently here as a student trustee with USET, and I've been on the radio a couple of times now. And
Couple?
one or three. And
More or less a veteran, really, I would say.
And, well, we can talk about it later, but yes, I was the voice on one of the first shows. And I kindly got asked back this evening to have a chat with you all and see how things are going here on studio.
Yes.
And why not introduce the others, who you can actually see, I believe.
Yes, so if you didn't see my little clip earlier on, my name is Graham and I'm an OU student, master student now. And also you may be familiar with me as being the chair of Plexus, so we'll talk a little bit about that later on. So coming from tonight's show, we have discussions about the archive. So we've got another OU student coming in to talk to us about that. We've also got to talk about LGBT History Month. We're also going to talk about the elections that are coming up in the spring, so that's really important to kind of listen out for that. We've also got conference, and we also have the winners of our freshers competitions.
Exciting programme, isn't it?
It's jam
So,
Absolutely. And finally, I'm Malika Steed. You probably know me also because I've been quite a regular host on this. I'm loving this too much and I keep coming back for it. On my final push for my BA Environmental Studies, I'm now at level 3. I'm finding this incredibly hard, I must confess. But here we are. Tonight, as Graham has said to us, we are going to kick off with quite a few things, but let's start off with listening to a couple of speeches that happened today, I believe, on campus. Nikki Simpson, our OU Students Association current president, and Anne Davis from the OU Library, who I believe were handing over the archives project to the library today officially. That is something quite huge.
really good, isn't it? The fact that we're 45 years.
Yes, quite impressive.
Yeah.
So let's have a listen to what happened today on campus.
Our OU Student Association archive, to our friends in the library who are going to look after all of our materials. So some of you will know that we've been having a project over the last couple of weeks to mark 45 years of the Students Association history. One of our colleagues here, when they arrived in the association office, brought a whole lot of expertise from archaeology, wanted to have a little lesson on what the Students' Association was about, and they had a good route through everything that we had here in the office. They discovered hundreds of photographs, campaign literature, lots of things from our past, and they took that expertise and started a Student Association project. We've had 17 different volunteers working with us over the last 2 weeks, archiving 1,234 separate items. What a coincidence, that's an easy number to remember, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would like to thank everybody who has taken part in the project. We have had students, we have had graduates, and we have honorary life members who have taken part in archiving all the materials. And I would just like to hand over to Anne from the library, who's going to share a few words.
Thanks, Nikki. Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic project, and we've been really enthusiastic about getting involved with it. And particularly like to thank all the volunteers. And I know that Ruth Cummings, our archivist, has been really excited about having an opportunity to work with students and has all sorts of interesting things to say about that. And I think we're always looking for those opportunities. So this has been a great opportunity to do that. So what we'll do now is obviously continue to support you and offer advice on how to do the cataloguing, and then we'll find a permanent home for the archive in the vaults in the library. And then we'll be looking for opportunities to use our Open University digital archive to make more of the stuff available and have exhibitions and special items and that kind of thing. So it's really exciting, and thank you all.
Thank you. So the volunteers who have been here have been having a really good time looking through the photographs. For some of them, there's been lots of information on the back, names of the volunteers and the people in the photos and the literature. But for others, they've had to work really quite hard to try and identify who has been in those photographs, because our record keeping in the past might not have been just quite as good as it should have been. So our volunteers have been using things from the images to try and identify what the events are that students were attending and who was in those. And I know some of our longer term volunteers were able to remember who everybody was and really helped the process of figuring out who was in those. For others, we've had to look back at old records about conference activities, about summer schools, and see where people have been, and even using things that are available online to try and identify the very buildings that people were in through Google Earth and different platforms like that. So without further ado, I would like to call for some of our volunteers to come up and have a symbolic handover of some of the materials. Obviously they all don't fit in this little box, but it's the symbolism of the moment, and if you could hand those over to Anne.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. So Patrick is one of our volunteers who has been really leading in this project in the last couple of weeks and has really contributed a lot. Patrick is an Access student, but as I said before, we've had other students involved right through to alumni and to people who have honorary life membership who have been here. So a huge round of applause for everybody who's taken part.
Okay, everyone. So welcome back to studio. We've got Dee in the room now. So let's hand over to Malika.
Yes, Dee, welcome, and thank you very much for joining us tonight for this live broadcast from Milton Keynes of our studio show. So I understand you are from the Archives project. Would you be able to tell us what you've been up to this week?
Yes, well, I saw a call for volunteers in the OU Students Association online magazine, and they were asking for people to help create an archive of all the photographs and documents that they had. And so, together with another 16 persons, I volunteered. And we're in groups of about 4. And my group consisted of, there was Roy from Streatham in London, there was Catherine from Leeds, there was myself from Newham in London, and there was Patrick from Ilkley. So we're people from all ages, all backgrounds from throughout the country. And we catalogued each of the photographs. We scanned them into the computer. We've put a database on with descriptions and keywords. And we've already done 1,400. But I can tell you,
Wow.
I can tell you there are thousands more to do,
Oh,
and we
wow.
haven't even started yet on the documents. And it's really interesting to see all the past events and people, such as politicians, a lot of politicians, Harold
Exciting.
Wilson and Jenny Lee, who
Oh.
of course founded the
Wow.
OU.
Yeah.
John
Amazing.
Prescott, Michael Howard, Sigmund Freud, Margaret Beckett, Dennis Healy, and of course people from the OU, such as past chancellors such as Walter Perry and Gerald Granger, who was a senior figure in the OU, and Iris Price, an OU president. And I talked to all the other members this week as to why they volunteered, what made them volunteer. And we got answers such as they wanted to see the campus because it's a real campus. And a lot of people don't realise that.
Most people don't realise that.
No.
Actually, that is quite
And it's
correct.
beautiful campus.
Yes, it's amazing.
And they wanted to look through history to see all the interesting people, especially Roy. Roy, who is an honorary life member, who used to be a regional member for London. While we were looking through the photos, we found photos of him.
Wow.
So
Oh, that's
he
amazing.
was particularly interested. And it gave us a good insight into the university, and we had a lot of fun. And I must say, we really did click together. We all got on so well, and the only problem we'd say that we'd had all week was that it's a lot more tiring than you realise.
Could you give us an indication of how many hours you were working through every day? Was it just a case of you came in and...
Oh, no.
Or was it
no.
organised? Could you
was
tell us a bit more?
Oh, it was very well organised. The OU have looked after us tremendously well. The admin is really good, and Nikki Simpson in particular has looked after us fantastically. We started officially at 10 o'clock, but some days it was earlier and some days slightly later.
Okay.
But and we finished normally about 4 o'clock. But during the day we were working solidly, apart from, of course, lunch.
Did they
Can
feed
imagine.
you?
The fed us well and even housed
Most
us in a
important
nice hotel.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
all right.
Ah,
it was very, very enjoyable, and I'd suggest that anyone thinking of volunteering should do it because it's great fun. Just to meet the other people. Everyone here at the OU is wonderful.
yes, I feel that way.
So what's next in terms of the archive? Are you still carrying it on? Because obviously we've just seen that it's now been handed over to the library.
Yes,
so...
today it was officially handed over, even though it wasn't complete.
Okay.
Once it's completed, it will be open to the general public, and there will be a special collection of the Students' Association's massive collection.
Yeah.
It'll be in the standard OU. It'll be a special collection in the OU's general collection.
Okay.
And it will be Ruth Camis, the OU archivist, will be the lady who's in charge of it. And we were very proud when we handed it over to her
Good.
today.
I chatted about the archive on a previous radio show because I was lucky enough to be able to go up and see the vaults.
Yes, I remember you mentioning
Yes.
that on show 2, perhaps. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or the first one? I can't
Yeah.
remember now, but yes, you did. And to us, it doesn't sound like something that you can imagine. So would you be able to describe a little bit
Well,
what it looks like? For us to have a flavour.
The archives are it was an incredibly diverse collection of photographs, posters, documents, letters, anything at all that you could imagine. We've mainly been concentrating on the photographs up until now. But as I say, I will be coming back over the next couple of months, 1 or 2 days a week.
It's a big project then.
Yes,
yeah.
just to continue it and try and complete it.
Okay.
But it is a massive project. And even once everything's been catalogued, it will take probably years to identify all the people in the photographs and reorganise it and to get it to the standard that it should be.
I must
That's
admit, I've
amazing.
seen when I came in this evening to kind of look at some of the, get ready for the show, and I saw a photo of the staff members. I'm not too sure when that was taken. I'm not even going to guess because some of my staff members are still here. And when I next come to the office, I don't want to kind of go you. So obviously, are they still looking for volunteers to help with the archive?
I don't know if they're looking at the moment. I think they're going to first get everything onto computer and then reassess what they need.
Okay.
It might be helpful once everything is on computer. I don't know if they're going to allow people to look at the photographs, because a lot of the photographs will need to be identified.
Okay.
We've got a rough idea, such as the year, and it's a conference or it's a funding
So we might need
event.
the students'
But
help.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
there could, but that's something for the future. The
Yeah.
first job is to first get everything on the computer.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then going to find a detail as
Yes.
to what, you know, what.
Then it's down to Ruth
The
to
archive is about.
decide and Nikki to decide
Yes.
how
we
it's
do
going
it.
to proceed.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Could you tell us, because I'm so interested in all of this, because I just feel it. It's just fascinating, isn't it? What sort of skill would you need to be able to do this? Because
What, to do the volunteering?
Yeah, well, to do this work you've
Well-
been doing this week, because I can imagine it's a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance, or
well,
is it
there
just
are several different. We had a bit of a dream team this week. We managed to specialise in our different areas. First, you have to take the photographs. As I say, it's a large number.
Yeah.
Scan them, number them, get them on the computer.
Okay.
That was my job. Then we had Roy, who, using his magnifying glass, was trying to identify where, when, who.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Then we had sorry, I don't want to get her name wrong. I've been terrible all week. I'm terrible with names. Catherine, who was typing into the computer the names, descriptions, keywords.
Okay.
And also we had Patrick did that some of the time as well. And then they were having to put each individual photograph into an archive standard folder.
Okay.
And then these go into binders and into boxes so that,
Wow.
of course, you can find them
Yeah,
Yes,
afterwards.
absolutely.
yeah, you need to be able to trace them.
Yes, but there's there's different skills. My skill was basically perseverance, as you said, and speed,
I can
learning how to
imagine.
do something quickly.
Yes.
Whereas Roy's skill was knowledge, knowing who was in the photographs.
Yes.
And poor Catherine, her fingers were aching at the end of the day. She was
Oh.
typing
Oh.
non-stop all
Yeah.
day.
Imagine.
And of course, you also have to be very careful. There are certain rules.
Yeah.
You can't just pick up the photographs. You have to handle them carefully because these are now in the archives for
Forever.
Forever,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. Wow.
So with achy fingers and lots of concentration, then
As I
You-
say, it's great fun.
you've got to go home and study at some point.
Yeah. Yes.
I've got a TMA due in next week, so as soon as I get home, I'm going to start on it.
I must admit, I'm the same. I've got a weekend of TMAing
Yeah.
ahead of me. So.
Ditto. Deadline. I think we're on a forum this week, and then next week I've got to be writing an essay by some magical way that I will manage to
If
find.
only
We
had
manage.
true
Yes,
Harry
we
Potter
We manage.
on.
Yeah.
So how have you found managing getting around the campus?
Well, I'm in a wheelchair most of the time, and this campus is fantastic for wheelchairs. It's easily the best public building I've ever been in.
Wow.
And
Lovely. Glad
best
to hear that.
campus for wheelchairs. I haven't had to negotiate steps once or divert from steps once. So I think it's a wonderful place. And everyone has been so helpful. Every time I go into the OU Hub at the restaurant, I have people running up to me. Can I help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
fabulous.
wonderful.
Good.
This is what the OU community is all about, isn't it? Students and staff alike, and lecturers. We're just such a nice bunch, aren't we? Even if
Absolutely.
I say so, but it's
You
true,
are.
isn't it?
We are.
all,
Helps you
we
feel
all
less
bind
isolated,
together,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
You
all
know,
bind
it's-
together somehow, and we just are. Yeah, we're just one big tribe. I call it my tribe. Yeah, it is. To me, that's my tribe. I belong to that tribe. So, what did you find? That's one more question about your fantastic work and so important work you've been doing for everyone. What have you found the most challenging in doing this?
Just keep going, because as I say, it's you wouldn't think it'd be tiring, but it is really tiring. You have to keep concentrating. It's so easy to put the wrong number or get confused with the numbers on the photos and the numbers on the screen.
I can imagine.
So, but keeping the concentration
Yeah.
going. I think every time we started making mistakes, that's when we knew we had to take
Yeah.
a break
Yeah.
and go outside and have a
Yeah.
cup
A
of
bit of
tea.
rest and
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. I mean, there's loads and loads of ways of getting involved, being volunteers. I mean, us three in this room,
Yes,
we're all volunteering
for
our
example.
time to be here.
Yeah.
So thank you so much
You're welcome.
for giving up your time. 'Cause I mean, when I walked in, you were still beavering away, waiting for it to done. So obviously,
You
there's
haven't
lots
stopped.
of I mean, we've all come straight from work. There is a life outside these four walls. So thank you so much
You're welcome.
for
Yes,
coming down,
very
spending your time.
sincere thanks. Thank you for joining us tonight,
Safe
Dee.
journey home.
I'm
If-
looking forward to watching it progress as,
Me
Yeah.
too.
more information comes through and pictures and
Absolutely.
stuff.
And also, there's more ways for students to get involved in volunteering. So if you want any opportunities that are coming up, do look on our website. This is www.oustudents.com, and we'll put a link into the chat box as well.
Right,
So thank you once again, Dee.
Thank you,
Thank
Dee.
you.
Thank you
Thank
ever
you.
so much for coming tonight.
Was it easy walking away? Was it hard when you found yourself outside? Were you scared? Start all over. Did you always know you would leave me behind? Do you remember when all we had was us? I thought that would always be enough. But were we just two kids with nothing else to do? A little money in our pockets and a hurry to say I love you. Swear the days last forever, never thinking about the end. As long as we were together, we could make it through anything. Now I gotta see you all through town, standing next to him. Does he know all your secrets? Could he tell you all your dreams? I still remember when all we had was us. I thought that would always be enough. But were we just two kids with nothing else to do? A little money in our pockets and a hurry to say I love you. Swear the days last forever, never thinking about the end. As long as we were together, we could make it through anything. But I knew my heart's in trouble. You were always out the door. We set a spark in motion. Could have been a flame. Light up the skyline, watch it fall away. Yeah, it could have been the real thing. Could have been the real thing. Now we got ghosts to remind us both how we came so close. But I love the feeling you love leaving. I guess that we were just two kids with nothing else to do. A little money in our pockets and a hurry to say I love you. Swear the days last forever, never thinking about the end. As long as we were together, we could make it through anything. But were we just two kids with nothing else to do? A little money in our pockets and a hurry to say I love you. Swore the days last forever, never thought about the end. As long as we were together, we could make it through anything. But I knew my heart's in trouble. You were always out the door. We set a spark in motion. Could have been a flame. Light up the skyline, watch it fall away. Yeah, it could have been the real thing. I see it now in my head, like a photograph under my bed. And the lights were out, so the mood was set. We said those words. I never saw it.
Hello everyone and welcome back. We're back in the studio.
Yes,
we had to take a little
woohoo!
comfort break. But first, I've had some exciting news.
Oh, go on.
Would you
share.
believe that our Vice Chancellor, Peter Horrocks, is watching the show?
Oh my goodness.
And he's even
Wow.
commented. So, hello Peter.
Hello,
Thank you.
hello, Peter Horrocks.
Thank you
Lovely, lovely to have you tonight.
Yeah, so,
watching us.
yeah.
And the OU students, obviously, the whole community.
Yeah.
I had the honour of interviewing him once, I believe.
You did, yeah.
Yes, that was quite nerve-wracking. Sorry.
Well, I was serenaded by him last Friday. So
Oh.
top that, Malika.
Oh my word.
Yeah, no, it was the Plexus' first birthday.
Well, you've got to tell us more now. I want to know everything about this.
Oh, and, well, we were here last Friday for the launch of the new vision and strategy for the association for the next 3 years, and I took it as an opportunity to. There's a little
Strategy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Should
yes.
we do the whole strategy kind of play on words?
For all of you who know a few step songs, if you don't put your hands by your ears and
Oh,
shake them forward
gosh.
and shout strategy.
That's it.
Yeah. That's the
There's-
only song that you're
Must be a
allowed
swear
to sing
box,
on
I
this.
think, now in the office. And don't do it. No, but
But spill the goss. Tell us the
so it was
details. I
Plexus'
want to
first
know.
birthday last Saturday, Saturday. I can't remember.
Pick a day. Two
Both
birthdays.
of them. Well, we do. We do have 2 birthdays. We have one in August when we first formed as a group, and then we have our official birthday on the 28th of January when our constitution was signed. So, why not 2 birthdays?
Wow.
I mean, it's got to be done.
It was going to be
surely.
done, but my face when Peter Horrocks was singing "Happy Birthday" to me, well, to Plexus, but I was there wearing my proud hoodie. Some faces stayed in the video. I was a bit like, oh. But, thank you so much for doing it because it was a real
I'm
honour.
so glad the Vice Chancellor joins us on
Yeah.
things
Yes.
like that, aren't you? It's just so
I'm
good.
still getting the
It's
boomerang
just
on Instagram.
brilliant.
It was great.
Yeah, it's all about the fun and it's the hard grit and
Yeah.
all the hard work that we put into our studies.
And he said hi back.
Oh,
So, yeah.
woo, woo. Yeah, yeah. So anyway,
We should
let's
get
carry
moving
on
on.
with
We've
our
got
show.
one viewer listener then, have we? Have we
Well,
got any more?
I'm sure we have more. I think we've got a traditional host. Original host. Leanne Goodall is also listening in. So thanks, Leanne, for joining us.
Yes,
Hi.
and thanks, Leanne, and thanks every one of you listening to us this evening. I don't know how many of you there are, and hopefully we can
Sure,
find
we
the
can find
figures. We can find out, yeah.
Hope it's more than 2. I hope my
but-
Plexus committee are watching this as well because I
And the
sent a
Norwich
little
Bunch.
email earlier.
And yeah,
DSG.
and yeah.
DSG will be
The
there
Second
as well.
Students Group,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, because it is freshers.
Absolutely.
It is
I'm
exciting.
sure Cherry will be watching. Cherry Day, the
Hi,
Vice
Cherry.
President.
Yes, yeah, I'm pretty
Big
sure.
box.
Nick is flying home, I believe. I think she was pinging us that she was on the plane just before we
So
arrived
Nick
here.
is the president
So
of the
she-
association.
Yeah, she'll be on her flight home, but no doubt she'll be logging in and checking us out
So if you
later.
are watching, do say hello in the comment section.
Yep.
And the technical people will send a message through to I feel very authoritarian with my computer now.
It
love
does like to think that he's he's
How
taking
times
over
have
the
changed.
place.
They have, yeah. I remember the first show I did. We were sat there, little comfy chairs. Just say what you like. Now we've scripts and
Yeah,
Yeah.
computers.
we've
it's
organised.
great. Very
We've got
organised.
this
And bigger microphones.
They have
as well.
grown.
Look
They
at
have-
them.
At least
Yeah.
we can probably eat sweets now and rustle, but then again, maybe not.
No.
No, not quite. No, we're not there yet.
There's
We
something
don't
in-
get water.
No,
Oh,
Look, search the room for water.
I know, things have changed.
it's
Parched.
yeah.
After
We
pizza
are
as well.
we are becoming far too good at this. I'm telling you, folks, we are. But Graham, I believe you've got a topic now to discuss
Yes,
with us, and
we
that
have.
is LGBT History Month. I'm
Um,
dying to hear everything about it.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm going to do a shout out to Callum and Kelly from Plexus. They are 2 new committee members.
Hi, Calvin Kelly.
Hello, thanks for
um,
joining the committee.
And we have lots of other people. We've got Richard, Dave, Bear, Victoria, Stephen, and Benji. So thank you so much for taking some time out to listen to us. But I'm going to rabbit on now about LGBT History Month. So, LGBT History Month was formed in 2005 as a way of kind of celebrating the fact that Section 28 had been repealed. Section 28 was a rule in law that basically kind of stopped not the promotion of homosexuality in schools, but the kind of, this is what, all the forms of relationships. So in schools, in personal, and in some colleges, as part of sex and relationship education, homosexuality
There
was
was
not
no mention.
no mention of it
Yeah,
at all of
yeah.
all the relationships. So when that was repealed, obviously a group of people got together and formed LGBT History Month as a way of sharing resources and kind of activity and engagement around.
For those who don't understand what LGBT is.
Of course, yeah. So LGBT is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and trans or transgender, as you can do that. And obviously, as part of Plexus, is the OU's LGBT support group. So we obviously were created 18 months ago, and we're just like another voice of students kind of coming together, and we do lots of campaigns educational campaigns. I mean, we had Pride last year, celebrating everything
you
about
did.
what we do. It's
Manchester and London.
We did in Manchester as well, yeah. So
I couldn't come. I wanted to come, and then something came up, and boom.
We can come this year. We're going to 4.
Four?
Or 5 prides actually.
Oh, name
Where?
those
Yeah,
prides.
so we've got National Student Pride taking place next Saturday in London. So if you live in the local area,
Brilliant.
do sign up and come along. It's completely free.
Shall I rest this here?
Yeah,
so
oh,
people
is that
can
me?
see? Is that you? Oh, yes.
Probably.
And look, hang on.
Presenter.
May I just turn this around because that just made me smile. Love happens here. That for those of you who can't see at home, listeners, love happens here. I
In
love
the
that.
student magazine.
That made me smile. So I hope I'm not going to make a hash of this. Can we see?
We're just rustling in
Sorry.
our phones.
All right.
But
Okay.
we will
Right.
share the photos
I'm not
in the
touching-
chat box later.
Yeah.
Or you can look at our website and they're all on there as well. So that's ouplexus.co.uk.
Hmm.
But also, because it's LGBT History Month, obviously we also recognise that obviously we're quite lucky here in the UK that, we have quite a lot of rights,
That we're fought for.
We have to fight for it, absolutely.
absolutely.
I mean, we can pretty much get married most parts of the United Kingdom now. Unfortunately, in Northern Ireland, you still can't have a same-sex marriage. We can adopt. We have same tax rights. There's loads of things that we've had to fight for, but there's still a long way to go, and that's why we kind of have LGBT History Month, and we do things like this to kind of educate people, not just in the OU arena, but in the wider community as well.
Yeah. And Graham, can I just ask you, can I just jump in there? Because with Plexus, I understand that if somebody is not feeling comfortable with coming out yet, they may still contact you and you will respect their privacy.
Absolutely. So,
am I right in thinking
absolutely, yeah.
that
So
is the case?
you basically have 2 public platforms. So we have our Facebook page, which we tend to use now for forward kind of announcements. If you like and follow on that, that's it's a public arena. But we have a closed group, which you click on to join. And basically, because it's closed, none of your friends and family can see that. Only people, as members of that group, can see that. And obviously, we have a safe space. Everyone that's part of that group does respect that privacy. But we also have the forums. So, like, you have your tutor group forum. We have our own dedicated forum, and that's you have to be a member to join.
Right.
So if you kind of click on our website and click join now, you get access to that forum, and that is completely closed down. I mean, I know some people have an alias, so they change their name within the forums.
Yeah.
So it's completely hidden from absolutely everything. And we respect that. People don't want to come out.
Brilliant.
I know in our recent magazine that will be going to all OU students on Tuesday or Wednesday next week, there's 2 stories in there about coming out, and one particular person who's remained anonymous when they sent it in had a horrific journey in terms of coming out, and they're comfortable now, but they're still not out to everyone. So things like this really kind of bring home why we do it.
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
76 countries in the world, it's still illegal to be who you are, to love who you want to love.
I just get so upset and so sad about this because this brings it home that we need to continue raising awareness and fighting, and I'm just ever so grateful that we have got these platforms within the Students' Association where we can share our experiences, find the support, and be who we want to be without any fear of judgment.
I mean, my coming out story was absolutely hilarious. I still remember today. I didn't come out. I phoned my mum up one night. I said, I'm staying with my boyfriend tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. That was it. I was done.
Brilliant.
But then I hear some
Love
stories
it.
about people. It pulls on my heartstrings.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So
what is coming up then?
Yeah,
What's next?
so we've got 4 activities coming up over the next kind of couple of weeks. So we've got obviously Pride coming up in a couple of weeks when I started talking about. So we've got National Student Pride. But in February, we've also got a chat happening on Wednesday night, which not Hannah, that's me looking at my screen rather than reading my script. So we've got a chat happening with Kelly and Becky, 2 members of the team, talk about inspirational LGBT women. For example, 100 years ago, women couldn't vote.
No.
So lots has changed.
Yes.
We've also got a special live event with some careers advisors from the OU Careers and Employability Service on the 19th.
That'll be brilliant.
It's going to
I
be
think.
really good. I mean,
Yeah.
when we go to National Student Pride next week, it's more of a conference rather than a celebration event, and there'll be lots of LGBT. I don't want to say friendly employers, but obviously they have a vast LGBT network. So if you went to work for one of these companies, you know you're going to be
Yeah.
working
But
in a safe
that
space.
is really important, really, isn't
Absolutely.
it? It's the whole getting, being accepted, feeling accepted,
Yeah.
feeling like you belong, and no fear of judgment and things like that. Because I think once you've got such adversity going on,
Yeah.
and you've overcome so much in your life.
Yeah.
Last thing you need really is to have any more,
Absolutely.
of things that are going to upset you and make your life challenging.
Definitely.
And that's really brilliant that employers are
Yeah.
joining in.
Absolutely,
really, to be
and that's what it's
honest.
there for. I mean, obviously, I work for an institution that is, it's a safe space there as well, so it's really great. And it's not all about ticking a box either. It's not about, we need to get on the top 100 employers in the Stonewall Index. It's like, no, they're doing it because they want. They
We
respect
truly
their-
believe,
Absolutely.
absolutely. That
We've
everyone
also
should be
got, which
respected.
we're very, very proud of, is the first ever OU Students Quiz Night. We're going to be hosting that on the 20th of February, so we're using the new
Wow.
Adobe Connect.
Oh,
So
right.
our friend Kath Brown,
Oh,
who's a member of the
nice.
Central Executive Committee, the STEM, so science, technology,
Yes.
engineering,
Hi,
and
Kath,
maths.
if you're
Hi,
listening.
Kath.
Hi, Kath. Yes, we've got the quiz night. I've seen the questions, so obviously I won't be playing.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But they're really good. Kath's really pulled the quiz
Yeah.
out for the bag for us. Obviously, we've got to have an LGBT history round just to kind of challenge everyone's knowledge. And you don't need a team. You just kind of look on our... and we're going to send all the links in the chat in a moment. But if you go into our Facebook page or website, you'll see all the information there and the link to get to our
There's loads
channel.
of ways to get in contact.
There
isn't
is.
And find out what's
We
going
love it.
on.
I know.
And we're going to talk about our Twitter handles later on as well. So
A Twitter handle.
yeah, the @. So you have to follow us on Twitter.
You know me and
I know,
technology.
you and technology.
At means a handle, yes. I've only discovered that not so long ago as well.
Someone's been training me very well, not too far away in terms of social media and comms, everything else. And then we're going to wrap up the whole of LGBT History Month on the 28th with an in conversation with. Now, that's just basically Plexus members and committee members coming together to kind of have a chat, reflect. We did it a few months ago for Mental Health Awareness Day.
Yes,
And it worked
yeah.
really, really well.
Oh,
so it's
that's
just going to be an
good.
open house, some chats between us there. So,
Can they email in if they don't want to sort of chat at that time or aren't able to chat at that time?
yeah, of course. So there's a multitude of ways of contacting of us, of course. So obviously, if you want to keep it safe and in confidence, you can email just info@ouplexus.co.uk, and one of the committee members will pick that up. Or you can join the Facebook groups, the Twitter. So that's so Twitter and Facebook is @ouplexus. We kept it all. We think nice and simple.
Yes,
So
yes.
do get in touch. If not, the office team here will contact you. So their email address again is
Yeah,
oustudents-hyphen-media@open.ac.uk.
that's brilliant. Oh, thank you, Graham.
And which
When-
prize are you going to? Which prize are you going to this year?
All of them. No. So obviously we need to celebrate that we are a four-nation university. So we will be
So
going...
one in each?
Pretty much.
Oh, look at that.
Answers on the tin. Yeah, so the first event will be on the 15th of June in Edinburgh.
Excellent.
Then we will be at London on the 7th of July. Then we'll be...
Is it Manchester next?
No, we're not going to Manchester.
No, they did
No,
that.
we've done
Some
that.
last
Tick.
year.
What am I like?
Yes, then... I'm trying to remember. Malika,
London.
bless you.
See, it's
I want
always like
to shush you so much right now.
it's between me and Graham. It's always like
I'm
that.
starting a new hashtag trend.
I'm going to look.
Shush Malika.
I'm going to look at you now. I'm going to stare into your eyes for the
Good.
rest of his show.
I'm not going
Talk
look at
to
you.
me, Graham.
I will.
Talk to me. We're going to
Scary
Edinburgh.
person on my left. So Edinburgh, London.
Yes.
Then we've got on the 4th of August we are going to be in Belfast, which I'm really looking forward to. And then the last one will be in Cardiff on the 25th of August. That's why we're not in London, because it's like the same time. No,
That's
not in London,
before
Manchester.
Nations.
Yeah, so we're in
Where are we
Manchester.
going, Cardiff or Manchester?
We're going to Cardiff because we can't go to Manchester at the same time.
Right, okie dokie.
That's why then.
So
Now,
that information will be up, won't
It'll
it?
be it will be on our website very shortly. We haven't launched the dates yet because we want to kind of get
So keep-
all the
keep
LGBT
your eyes
History Month
peeled.
stuff
Yeah.
out there
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
So you can see the picture
Yeah.
in the student magazine here, because I know because there's a camera,
Yes.
you can't see me because I'm the invisible voice. Are you going to be wearing T-shirts like that
We
again?
are going to be wearing T-shirts, and they are louder than those pink ones.
Right.
I'm just going to warn you now. Pink's
Right.
loud. We've gone louder.
Okay, great. I get a fair idea.
So we'll
Brilliant.
we'll have some available, and if obviously you can't make a Pride event, they'll be on our website, so you can actually buy them as well. So if you go into any Pride events in your local area, and you want to kind of scream and shout about Plexus and the OU.
Because you
Oh,
mentioned
yeah.
sweatshirt earlier as well, didn't you?
Yes,
Hoodie.
we've got our hoodies. Yeah, so you can buy all our merchandise online. So thank you for that plug.
Oh, you know me.
I know.
Shopping.
You are
Shopping.
now becoming his favourite on his table.
Yes, so
No.
soon.
I thought I was, but there you go.
No,
But the last
you're both
thing-
my favourites.
Just so you know, I am here.
Yes,
I'm just
Sue,
going to lean in for a second and then disappear.
tell us what Plexus stands for again, because
I
this
knew
comes as
you were gonna ask me
yes.
that.
Well, I have
It's in the
to.
picture on the magazine.
I know, but I like to hear it.
Okay, so Plexus is an acronym. I call it anagram every time on our video that's out there forever. I said anagram, and it's not. It's an acronym.
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 I've probably said that before, knowing
Yeah.
me.
I have silly words. Okay, so Plexus, the term means network in Latin, which makes sense for us. It actually technically means a network of blood vessels, but we scrapped that bit. It's kept network, and then so P is for pride, L is for learning, E is for equality. X, we couldn't think of anything. So if anyone's got any suggestions for X, you
No
know,
excuses for delaying your TMA procrastination station.
basically, yes, that's what we've gone with.
Let's cover it.
Yeah. We've got unity and we've got safety. So basically, all those words
Brilliant.
actually mean something to us, and
Yeah.
that's what we deliver on every year.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much. That is
No
amazing.
worries.
Amazing work
No,
as well.
I think I'm going to be grateful for this, but I think we're going for a little break now
Yes.
because
You've done a lot of info.
We need a glass of
info
water.
spilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Water.
So we're giving our technical
We
people
need-
outside
we need a
a
bit of
minute's
a
warning
rest.
to get some music ready. So thank you so much everyone that's engaging so far in the chat. All the links for all our events and how to get in touch with us will be in there.
Don't be isolated out
No.
there.
And also, just before we go on that break, if we're still listening and still on air, I'd like to just say that coming up next, we'll be talking about a conference. Conference, and then we'll finish off with a nice little chat about freshers and prizes.
I think
So
we've got elections to talk
listening.
about as well.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
Yeah, we can't forget
My
about
bad.
that.
I forgot that. That
Yeah,
is
we
next,
need to
coming
talk
up
about
next.
the elections.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
we
the
do.
next bit we're talking about, actually, elections.
Coming up soon, aren't
Apologies.
they?
So,
So I've heard.
so yet again elections. Anyway, we'll be quiet. Off we go on a
Yet again,
break.
elections is good. Not yet again. Elections are a good thing.
Oh, for the OU Students Association,
Yes.
certainly are.
Let's
Yes,
be
of course they are.
democratic.
Of course they are.
Other elections,
What am
not
I
so
like?
much.
That's kind of like what I
I
was
need to stop
getting-
posing like this
right.
because I feel as if I'm going to go like, and now.
Anyway, shall we have a glass of water? All right,
Absolutely.
handing over to our technical team to give us a little break and keep listening to us. And thank you for joining us again.
See you all soon.
I'll live for the good days. I'll dream of the great nights. I'll live for the ones I lost. Slide is up, we gonna meet in the afterlife. It's all sacrifice. I got the appetite to be a better man. Let's unite. My story like a motion picture. Bittersweet like shots of liquor. Let me take the pain. My skin is thicker. We one blood. I'm not pulling triggers. It's all love. And yo, here's the kicker. We working hard. We never go diggers. Anybody with a poster. You wanna protest? Please no posers. You better man up. Never roll over. You gotta help. We don't do freeloaders. Listen. Everybody has a moment in time where they dig deep and sacrifice. Everybody has a moment in time where they really could use good advice. Everybody has a moment in time when things changing overnight. Open up and let me in. Open up and let's begin. Let's go. Open up, let me feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. You should know that I won't ever fail. Open up, let me feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. You should know that I won't ever fail. Open up, let me feel that space that you got when you lost hope. I'll live for the troops, live for the kids that we call our youth, live for the fam we call our roots, and live for the friends we kept in the loop. In search of a calling, looking for a gift never seen too often. I'm that action for that talking, leave that legacy for that coffin. Let me feel the space, I wanna liberate, put you on a path of love, so let me dictate, open your heart, quick to penetrate, shake the burden and drop the dead weight. Recover, don't think it's too late, you never locked down, I ain't talking inmates, I'm talking purpose, I'm here to relate, stick to your faith, time to dedicate. Everybody has a moment in time where they dig deep and sacrifice. Everybody has a moment in space that you got when you lost hope. Open up, let me feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. You should know that I will never fail. Open up, let me feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. I wanna feel the space that you got. You should know that I will never fail you.
Well, that was the quickest break ever. For us anyway, I'm sure people out there watching going, come on, when are you coming back?
Yes,
The
we
red
just
student
managed to
logo
get a
looks
drink.
alright, but, you know, absolutely. So, we are going to talk about the upcoming elections. And, Sue,
Yes.
you've done this
Oh,
You've
indeed.
won.
I
a
have.
few times.
I did.
So now, tell us what.
No.
Please. Tell us
Here
everything.
ended the show.
Then end the show.
No.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about anything.
Well, the reason we ask is because there are upcoming elections,
Yeah.
aren't they? So we need to know.
We are, and we do have elections. Because actually, your student volunteers form a central executive committee, and they help to run your association for 2 years.
Wow.
So we have the elections so that people can put themselves forward and come on board for various different roles. I myself was Vice President Representation as my last role that I got elected for, which was a 2-year term. And prior to that, I was, what was I?
SAR from Wales.
Student Association Rep for Wales.
Mm.
So that was another sort of couple of years.
Wow. I have to go and interrupt you. I don't like doing
Hashtag Hush Graham. I was listening to her. No, go on.
this. So no one's going to hush me. Although Heather has the power to kind of shut my
She
mic.
can cut us all off in our prime.
Absolutely. So also we're going to talk about elections. So if any of our listeners out there have got any questions at all about the elections, and for Sue, you know, obviously from your experience,
Yes.
there's a couple of ways you can get in touch. So you can post a little comment on the Facebook comments, or you can email us at oustudents-media@open.ac.uk. Now I'm going to shush myself.
Are you?
Oh, no.
No.
You can't. You can't do it like
Can
me.
I just talk a bit more about elections?
Yes.
Please.
You can now.
Oh, splendid.
Pretty
I had a
please.
virtual kick under my
did you?
under the table.
No, I would say that putting yourself forward for a role is exciting, scary, nerve-wracking. You go through this mini roller coaster of perhaps self-belief, self-doubt. Why am I doing this? Perhaps people have told you in the past that you're not good enough, or you feel that you look perhaps at the pictures in the magazine and you think, well, there's nobody there who's sort of representing me.
Why do you think people think that? Why don't they recognise people?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, I got involved 4 years ago, and I was like, I'm not alone.
I was encouraged by other students, actually, and because I was also feeling isolated, and it was just lovely to meet other students and the online forums. I know we've moved to Facebook and things now, but there are still students who
They are very
Yeah.
active, quite
Yeah.
active.
look in but never post.
I think
Yes.
I was one of those.
I'm aware that there are students out there who do look at other students and think perhaps, oh yes, it's okay for them, but not for me.
Yeah.
But nowhere in any of the election material does it say you, and that's you who's reading that word you, are not allowed to put yourself forward.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you'll see in the student magazine, there's all sorts of different
Yeah.
faces. different colours, different ages, different sizes, different abilities of mobility. There's wheelchairs, there's people on crutches. You know? So why not just join your face and your being into part of that picture? You can actually not stay in a picture, because some people, for whatever reason, don't like being in a photograph in the early stages, and then all of a sudden, Graham...
I'm everywhere.
They're everywhere.
I don't know why that happens. I love it, but, you know...
And I think the other thing, in the early days...
We do. You and I both.
When I went to meetings, I was scared to sort of participate, really, because I didn't want to look like a Wally and or sound like a Wally or whatever. And I'd read the papers, because often these meetings do come with papers of varying amounts. And you learn sort of a language of a meeting that you're attending. So there are lots of, is it acronyms?
Yes.
Yes.
Acronyms.
Yes.
So you get into the acronym, but you're already doing acronyms because you're saying the word TMA.
Yes.
That's part of your study.
Yeah.
So
Precisely.
it's just different ones, because sometimes, like in my day, wait for the controller to cringe now, we called it USA. Because you had about 2 seconds to talk to a student rather than say OU Students Association.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So everything gets shrunk for time, but in the meeting papers and stuff, it should say the first time that these acronyms are used what it actually
Yes,
means.
what they mean.
Our own show is an acronym.
Yeah.
Studio, it actually stands for Student Radio.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a
that's
competition
Yeah,
a few months
there you
ago.
go.
A year ago? I can't remember. I'm sure someone will tell us when it was. But
Yeah.
so Studio's an acronym.
But there you go. Because we tend to use loads of them at the OU,
Yeah.
don't we?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
throughout our studies and everything.
Absolutely.
And I think the OU, everyone at the OU admits that.
Yeah.
That it's part of our life.
Yeah.
Really.
I went to my first, because obviously I went on to the Senate Reference Group, which is one of the various committees, and so you co-opted me into that place. And
Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. No, it was great.
No, it's lovely, because we
And,
did also... I managed to get Steph Stubbins, who's...
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
current VP Community.
Steffi
Yes.
probably listened to us now.
And do you want to know how I said to Steph? I said, oh, there's a meeting called SRG. And she said, what's that about? I went, I go, but you'll love it. I said, just go and try it. And if you don't like it, say, thank you, that type of meeting wasn't for me. And now Steph is all over the place with getting involved. And like I said, she does love it. And you know, she did love it from the start.
Steph is everywhere. I mean, like,
Yeah.
sometimes I just can't believe the amount of stuff, you know, some of us do. You know,
But that
it's
doesn't mean
amazing.
if you hear or see names and faces that you too have to be all over the place at all of the
That's
time.
not true.
Because there's volunteers
Oh, yeah,
who come
yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
ones who are moderating forums and stuff.
Yes,
but
that's right.
But again, going back to elections for
Yes,
the central, we digress.
We digress.
Yes.
Yes. We're experts.
You know, there's roles of presidents, vice presidents, deputy presidents. So there's.
So tell us a little bit about the actual process. So, and obviously, we know they're coming. We're still waiting for
Yes,
some dates
we've
to be
not got the
confirmed.
dates, have we?
Spring it will generally happen. So obviously, the nights are getting lighter. So it should be happening soon. But Sue, from your experience, obviously, I know there's been some changes since you were elected. What would a student expect to go through in terms of go through the election process?
I believe it will be sort of via emails and then through other forms of communication that the Student Association has. And it gives you all the information that you need. Okay. So you can read through what the role descriptors are.
I think it's really important as well, isn't it? To kind of know what you're signing up for.
And the do's and the don'ts, you kind of like read it and know that if something... Exactly, yeah.
And I think if you are considering a role, look at sort of the things that you sort of are expected to do. Understand that you might be new, you might have never done anything like that before. And be honest, you know. But often in your daily life, there are things that you bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know, organisation, you're studying, so you're using your laptops and your iPads and your gadgets. Yeah. So you've got that skill of sort of filing and emailing and things like that.
Yeah, precisely.
Don't be put off by the fact that there's meetings here in Milton Keynes that you'd have to attend, but they give you the sort of the calendar year or the calendar term, or they used to.
I mean, SRG, they gave us all for the year. So.
Yeah, so you can work that round your studies and stuff, because obviously family and studies...
Working for some people as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And enjoy it. And because you're talking on, or hopefully you're talking on your forums and your modules and everything else, you're getting the flavour of the student voice.
Yeah. And that's a very important
often
thing,
it isn't just your voice. So if you know in your faculty that people aren't happy with something, then you can pass that on. You know, say the papers were late or something for a particular section. There are ways that that student voice of the whinging in the forums or the debate in the forum or whatever, whichever form, or the chat in the forum, whatever's going on, we have pathways of taking that through with
the channels,
the right channels,
Yeah.
And hopefully sorting it. Sometimes the wheels of time turn slowly and we repetitiously ask for things, and then other times it gets done. It's quite snappy. But overall, I mean, any students listening now, you know, thinking about the archive, people who are listening now who were students way back when, coming back now, would see a vast, huge change in the election process, the way sort of the...
well, I know we've had a couple of by-elections recently, and obviously we've had special studios where, you know, we've had live hustings. Yeah. You know, my very first conference, hustings, was at conference.
Yeah.
You know,
So
I never knew what a hustings was, and they said, yes, you'll have to go to a hustings. So it was like, okay, what's a hustings?
I remember you stood at the front of the conference and went, hi, I'm Sue.
And hustings, actually, which I believe doesn't happen now because the election results will already be known in time for conference.
I think for the recent by-elections were all done via the forums,
That was
questions and answers, and they did like a
So
live
times that had moved on from the fearful stand-up in front of a couple of 400 people, and not forget who you are.
Yes.
I mean, it was quite funny because one of the questions that I remember somebody in the audience asked a lot of the candidates was something to do with what the role was. And I froze.
Yes.
Really?
They didn't know that, because it was like, oh, please don't ask me, because I can think of all the other things, but I can't sum it up as what the role is, what I've read on the paperwork.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Thankfully, they didn't ask me.
Yeah.
You wanted them to, didn't you, secretly? Just to
No. So it's a time for sort of the election process. It's thinking what you can offer, because obviously there is a time commitment. There's a sort of a travel commitment for coming up to
campus,
to the face-to-face campus meetings and stuff. But I can only... My role as Vice President Representation was supporting volunteers coming forward. Yeah. And I think the best bit about that was watching students who made that first tentative hello at a cup of tea student meetup event, to coming to campus for a tour or a specific event that students had been called for, to then thinking, actually, do you know what, I think I can have a go at doing something like that. I mean, great. I possibly sound a bit confident now, but I still... I mean, I turn up at meetings, or I did turn up at a meeting that I wasn't supposed to be at, and stuff. And I looked around the room and I thought, oh, we got different people. And they looked at me and it was like, we've got an extra person. You know, but no, do think about coming on board. The process is there. The sort of role descriptions will be there.
Yeah.
Ask
on the forums if anything's unclear.
Yeah, no, the way I got involved is from a local perspective, and obviously I was interested in more of the stuff here centrally, and obviously people like yourself and Cherry Day, who was obviously the chair of the Disabled Students Group at that time, now obviously Vice President Youth Opportunities. You know, you talk to people and you kind of say...
We're just students.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat. We're all sat at home, boats... if you don't mind me saying, studying. You know,
Yes.
we're all in different worlds, and
Yeah.
you know, and you know, it's the same thing.
Precisely.
So, and we all want the same thing. We all want to talk about student voice. And I mean, I'm going to take this opportunity to. We actually have a new Twitter account that people should follow in terms of student representation and student voice, which is at OU Students Voice, and that kind of follows all the committees that happens with. I think it's the Central Committee Representatives. They
Don't look at me.
Changed their name. CCRs.
Yeah.
I know the acronym.
Oh,
I know
well,
what
they-
it means.
I've been followed by this account, I believe, this week. Finally,
Yeah, well, I say,
people need to request me, unfortunately, because I'm on private. And
Oh, okay.
You've told, you asked me about that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That's
I've had a
completely fine.
request follow, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely get involved. You know, there's get the Twitter accounts, which is a really good way to find out what's going on. You know,
Yeah.
you know, these students are elected or appointed to kind of represent you.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to get in contact with them and say, I've got this particular issue on a course. Now, I know the association doesn't represent individual cases, but there might be 10 or 15 students that have all
Yeah.
got this same problem.
Absolutely.
And we can take that back to you
Yeah.
and go, you've got
Absolutely.
something to fix here.
And if you can't, for whatever reason, at this time, sort of come on board and put yourself up for election, then why not just
Just volunteer.
volunteer and be part of the voting?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take an
Process.
interest in
So how
what's
do you
going
vote?
on with your students' association.
Wow.
Yes.
We, for a long time, fought for one member, one vote.
Okay.
And we finally got one member, one vote.
You certainly have.
So
yeah.
everybody has the right to vote.
Absolutely.
So when that email comes through with the instructions on how to vote,
So
all you have to do is read the bits and pieces that the
Yeah.
candidates have put forward
That's right.
and
Click.
click.
Yeah.
So,
It's as easy as that,
yeah,
isn't
so
it?
some people give hours, days, of their time.
Yeah.
If you can give sort of 20 minutes, half an hour of your time in your possible 6.5 years of study,
Yeah.
It is important because it determines what the
happens next
students
2 years.
exactly
Yes.
and what
Yeah.
the students association direction will be. So
Yeah.
it's really important that everyone takes a real interest into this.
and don't be disheartened if you
participates.
don't get elected
No.
as well, because there's lots of other volunteering roles that you can do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there's an initial drop in your how you feel,
Yeah.
but you can
So-
sprint
But
back up.
sometimes it's good to go for the process, perhaps. I mean, for instance, for me, it's clear, we have to vote, we have to take an interest, and we have to be actively voting and being part of the process that way. But if we wanted to go that step further and say we wanted to put ourselves forward for a particular position,
Yeah.
I think it will be an
Yeah.
exciting learning curve, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like you said, do not take it personally, but see it as a learning curve and an opportunity to rise, and develop as an individual, isn't it? And
Yes.
that's the important thing, because I think the crucial thing we have as a students' association, and I may sound corny again because I absolutely love the students' association and the community, is that we have that huge network of support
Yeah.
between
Yes.
us students,
Yeah.
and we've got superb staff that back us up as
Yeah,
well. And I
absolutely.
think that is to me key to the whole
Absolutely.
thing, isn't it? Is that nobody's judging us.
No.
We're trying, and we're doing things within our abilities and with our challenges.
Yes.
And some of us have got many, many challenges.
Yes.
And I think that's amazing.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So Sue, thank you so much. for coming
Brilliant.
in. Obviously, I did my whole puppy dog eyes. Can you come and host as well? So obviously, thank you for giving up your
So
evening
glad.
as well, and coming back to studio and obviously talking about the
No,
elections.
no, it
I
is
know
lovely.
you love it secretly,
Yeah.
deep down.
I do, because, as I said earlier, it's watching a student go from sort of just a shy sort of person who's never tried anything like this before, or has in a different capacity but is still nervous,
Yes.
to completing whether or not it's an hour of stuff or days or weeks
Absolutely.
of stuff.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
So, Peter Horrocks has been back online.
Has he?
Oh yes.
Oh,
So,
exciting!
Absolutely.
What's Peter saying to us?
So Peter was on his way home and basically said, "Thank you so much for the show and well done."
Oh.
So we are going to take another break very, very shortly, so we can just have a bit of a shuffle. Because obviously
We are coming back though, aren't we?
I think we are, because we are going to be talking about conference. So we've
Yay.
been talking about that
Yes,
a lot.
exciting.
And it's kind of
Love
it's the kind of
conference.
end of the election process,
Yes.
really. So
Yeah.
the conference. And I mean, I've been a couple of times. I know you've been.
Yeah,
Sue,
the
you're.
ones.
I've been.
You've been.
How many? Dare we ask?
It's all a blur.
Oh, blur.
What goes in conference stays in conference.
Indeed.
They call
Absolute.
you calling you back for
Indeed.
the
They
radio
do.
show.
So we'll have
That
to
is
talk about
so true.
conference.
Yeah.
And we're also going to. So earlier on, I drew the winners of our freshers competitions.
Oh, right. Of course, 'cause it's
so
still Freshers Week.
It
isn't
is, yes.
It
It's
is.
the last day of freshers. So all the new students start their courses tomorrow. If they haven't
Wow.
already done so already, because we know people's got to go.
And it's
Book.
all right to have opened your books
Absolutely,
and stuff.
I did.
But
and
they
I'm,
do worry about
I
that.
remember
Did you?
the first time they came. I was so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to tell you a little story about when I first started my masters. So if you want to go, but we'll talk about that as well. So we've
Yeah.
got conference, we've got the winners of the freshers competitions, and we've also got a little bit about us. So join us back in a couple of minutes.
Yay.
Straight chillin' like the feeling of a horror movie, but ain't killing, just sitting to adore the beauty. So if you sorta moody, better evacuate the premises, or I have to place the emphasis on aggravated sentences. This the opposite, bliss and confidence, no stress, missing consequence, ditching prominence. So rest like Sunday afternoon, having fun, straight glass and tunes, while my mind's taking off on a runway passing through. There's no slowing down, you can't stop me. I'm a weak plotter, chillin' but putting in work like Rocky in a meat locker. Speak proper, cause I always got the nice words, surrounded by kinda cool flows like an iceberg. See, I stay chill, but I'm never throwing shade. Just looking to shine, cooking the blinds for your whole brigade. So if you plan to go against my pen foolish, I'm tearing it down while staying chiller than a Zen Buddhist. With no worries, no stress on my mind. I work hard, but I take my time, cause I'm straight chillin' like a villain in his own lair. Straight chillin' in my village with no care. Under the shade of a palm tree in my bare feet, after walking on the beach where I'm straight chillin', just sitting by the sea. Straight chillin' like the breeze, I'm feeling free, just kicking back. Demeanor so unmajor, trying to ride a strong hook like a young Fraser. See, I keep calm, basking in the sunlight, with one mic channeling all of the fun nights. No dumb hype, just tribe in my speakers and sharpening flows to keep it live with the features. Dive in it deeper. I know you couldn't wait, even though I stay on point like a good debate. I'm trying to shine more light in the sky and keep it lit like the 4th night of July. I don't try to be high, I keep my feet to the ground, but my head's deep in the clouds. Beats and the sounds will vibe to the words of a passionate MC. Play it in your ride when your gas is on empty, passing a Bentley with your windows cracked, trying to copy the method of how I spit flows fast. Yo, I rock with the stone verse steady, see, I keep it clean on some don't curse heavy D. All I have to do is let my mental stay sore, finding out how to take a gentle way forward, cause all I want is to see my nights free of strife, branching out far but deep rooted like the tree of life. See the sights and picture a nice view. We stay chill like pictures of ice cubes, with no worries, no stress on my mind. I work hard but I take my time, cause I'm straight chillin' like a villain in his own lair. Straight chillin' in my village with no care, under the shade of a palm tree in my bare feet, after walking on the beach where I'm straight chillin', just sitting by the sea. Straight chillin' like the breeze, I'm feeling free, I'm feeling free.
Okay, so welcome back to the final section of studio this evening. So we're...
Oh, I feel deflated now.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
literally
understand.
could sit here all night.
I know. Me
Our
too.
colleagues outside...
We've had
couldn't.
giggles and everything.
Yeah. Maybe we should go rogue sometime and start doing
But
our
now
own
they've fed
show.
and
I think
watered
so.
us.
Yeah. So it's the energy boost, isn't it? The carbohydrates is kicking in now.
Oh, so what we got now?
So I think we need to talk about conference.
Oh, yes.
Wasn't
So-
there a prize draw?
There is, but let's talk about conference.
Oh, conference.
What should be the prizes?
I don't know. There's so many things going
See?
on.
There is.
Conference,
Okay.
steering committee as
Oh,
well.
all right. Shall we
My
talk
little
about
heart,
steering
be still
committee?
my little heart. I'm excited about conference because I got the whole badge of the Students Association volunteering there.
Okay.
2016. Oh, that was amazing. Sorry, I'm just
The
getting
hashtag's going
funny.
to come back. You're very excited.
It was.
What is the hashtag?
I mean,
Hush Malika.
See,
Shush Malika. Which one is it? So, I'll stop talking for you.
I don't love you anymore. That's it.
Such
That's
a lie.
it.
Such
That's
a
it.
lie.
But can I just say that the conference is just amazing? Don't you agree?
Yeah.
It is, and partly down to the steering committee.
Mm-hmm.
Who organises it?
Yeah, so conference takes place every 2 years.
Yes,
It used to be more often, but
like once a year.
oh, good lord,
Now
No,
it's every,
that's a lot.
no.
that's a lot of work going
No.
on, isn't
So every
it?
No.
2 years,
Yes.
right here on campus, doesn't
And
it?
this is the year that is.
I love that.
And
What?
Can we? That's another hashtag.
This is the year that
This
is.
is the year that. This is the year that is. I love it.
love it.
Too many- Thank goodness we have
Is
more
that
characters.
Trumpy versus Malika hashtag tonight or not?
Basically, yeah, because I'm so happy to get the extra two.
No, but we
That's
need
right.
to talk about steering committee now.
Let's go. So
Yes.
I believe you're both on steering
We
committee this
are.
time.
I am. This is my second steering committee.
Lot of punishment.
I admire
I was
you.
on the steering committee in the dim, distant past when things were so different.
Really.
Yes.
So what's it coming? So tell me about conference. What should I
Right.
expect when I turn up on campus in June? We can tell the date, can't we?
June,
June.
sometime.
I don't know when the date is. I'll have just.
Well, I do.
Let's just say sometime in June.
Sometime in
But
June.
students must register interest online. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. If they go through the website oustudents.com, believe / no, not / disregard that. That was my
I'm gonna have
note.
to move
It was
this.
too complicated. In the end, we decided just go on oustudents.com and then click on the community link, and that'll take you there. That'll take you where you need to do your little bit to register interest, and hopefully we'll see you there. There'll be about 400 students. Is that right, Stu?
Yeah, there's about.
Yeah, we're
that's
looking at
okay.
400.
And another load online, so you
In-
can get
indeed,
the face
yes.
to face and the online.
Yeah, online guests indeed,
So-
or delegates rather.
We're
because we're talking about
currently in
delegates.
our online forums, aren't we?
Yes.
Organising the business side of it, because we do have to have the formal business side
Yes.
of the
So it's
Students'
very
Association.
VP admin.
The what goes on
Yeah.
on each day.
I gave it the gravity it deserved.
Absolutely. I'm sure our Vice President of Administration would be very grateful for that. Turn up to business on
Yes.
Saturday morning.
That's the sort of the compulsory element
Yeah.
of the weekend. It's from you'd arrive on a Friday,
Yep.
and there'd be events on the Friday to sort of meet and greet and say
Yes.
hello, because obviously students are coming from all over the place. And then Saturday morning tends to be business.
Yeah.
In my day, it used to be all day Saturday.
Wow.
It was a long day, and we had voting cards. We used to get given a goodie bag, and there were all sorts of different coloured bits of card that we had to bring. And if there was a recount on votes and stuff, we used to have to sit with our hands in the air and try and remember what we'd just voted on. And there were motions to conference and all sorts of
wow,
things in the
okay.
build-up. And now, if there's any voting that needs doing, I think, well, I believe last time it was push an electric button.
There was one.
Yes, we
little
had.
buttons,
Yeah, we had. I think
Yeah,
a little
so-
gadget that
yeah,
we
so-
were given.
So much easier.
You have to have a little card as well, because obviously people that come to conference, there's voting delegates and there's non-voting delegates.
Yeah.
So you have to have you have to have some sort of card,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But it's on a lanyardy thing round your neck or in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
You get all the info you need, really.
Yes.
You do when you
And
arrive.
you stay in a hotel,
Yep.
and so you get a chance to socialise with the students and get to know where your campus is and all about your campus and who your elected students are.
Well, do you know, I can actually give you a little idea already for the entertainment on the Saturday night.
Oh. Do you know something I don't?
Yeah,
No,
do you know
I'm-
something I
no.
don't?
I was
I'm-
going to. Yeah, we were.
I'm making a suggestion.
Oh, all right.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh, I was
Okay.
going to say,
Right,
did you
we're all
hear?
ears.
Did you hear, viewer, reader, watcher, the tension in our voice? We're on the steering committee, and we didn't know what was going on because
Yes.
Graham was about
We-
to just burst our
we
bubble.
both react-
Share it with us, Graham.
No, I was going to suggest.
We
obviously,
both
we always
reacted
have
the
a quiz
same way.
night,
Ah.
don't we?
Yeah.
And I run them at work, you see, as part of my job. I get to have some lots of fun activities. And one of them's a quiz. And we use something called speed quizzing, which is like a little device. And we're obsessed with our devices.
Yeah.
So just to speed things up, and it's quite entertaining. I'll send you some
Oh,
links.
Oh.
yeah, give us more
Yeah.
details about that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can put that forward
Small
to the
investment.
group.
Because
But
yeah,
If they're
for
listening
future,
as
it'd
well,
be,
they could
yeah,
listen
it'd
to
be
that.
worthwhile. It's really good.
we tend to have sort of a more active moment of entertainment and a
We do.
quieter moment of entertainment, reflecting sort of the diversity of the students, really.
Yes.
So there might be sort of, well, a couple of years ago that there was
You
a bit
did.
of, yeah, there was a bit of fancy
Onesies.
dress and onesies and a bit of karaoke, a bit of singing, a bit of students playing their guitars and
Yes.
musical instruments on a
That's
sort
what
of
I
an
love about
open
conference.
mic.
It's just everyone can
Moment.
join in or decide not to. I think I can't
Yeah.
remember if I was a bit. No, I think I probably went to
Yeah.
my room. Perhaps I was a bit exhausted at
It
the end
is
of the day.
exhausting
And,
as well.
and that's okay. You don't have to
Yeah,
be.
as
If
long
you
as
don't
you're there
want
for
to
the
be-
business bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there'll be
We'll
hopefully
find
quite
you.
a room.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will hunt you down.
Definitely, but there'll be quite a rooms
Yes.
if those students are worried about,
Yeah.
getting a bit of space of me
Yeah.
time, and it all gets too overwhelming
know.
because I understand it's not for everyone to be mixing with 400 people you have never
Yeah.
met in your life.
And I
Especially when
know.
you're
I mean-
home isolated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I
I
mean, that's taken into account, and people, I think the steering committee is very conscious and it is very, very taking very seriously
Yeah.
the fact that this is a diverse community, as you
Yeah.
said, and it has
Well,
to be
I know
inclusive.
Plexus and the DSG will be providing
DSG,
Disabled Students Group.
thank you.
Will be
Absolutely.
providing quiet spaces. You know,
Absolutely.
as kind of to go.
Yeah.
Just
Chill out.
2
go-
years
Yeah.
ago, the DSG, because you've now mentioned who it is, had an overwhelming response to the disabled students attending their sort of workshop event
Yeah.
room that they'd set aside, and that went down really, really well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
will this be Plexus's first one?
It is because obviously Conference 2016 is basically the
The
birthplace
birth.
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Plexus. Obviously, myself and the other co-founders met at conference. Obviously, with Nick, I met at conference 2014. We stayed in touch throughout the journey. Obviously, we then were reunited in 2016. That's where we met Alex. You know, and the three of us kind of
Will you
met
be
again.
identifiable if students don't wish to go to sort of the quieter,
Of
safer
course,
space?
yeah. So all the Plexus committee members will be wearing their Plexus hoodies.
Oh.
So we've
Yeah.
got bright purple, you can't miss us, and you'll have our logo on the front, and then we'll have a committee member on the back. So
Yeah.
So if any students
Any
are
students want to
lucky
come
enough to manage to get to conference,
yeah, come talk to us, say
Yeah.
hello.
But then
Yeah.
again, the various groups and societies will
Yes.
also be there, so
Yeah.
everybody will have a chance to meet with people that they have a fine
the
interest
DSG
in or
green?
belong with.
They were in green a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
but I don't think they've been green this time
Oh.
around. But let's see what happens.
so we might have to be spot the DSG.
Yes.
There'll be very visible people though, because again, you know, we'll have we will have our branding. We like a good brand
We do.
down here, so you'll
Yeah.
be able to
Even the
spottable-
staff are
The
branded,
hoodies.
aren't
They
they? Because
are.
it says staff.
Yeah.
They are, yes.
Precisely, so you're able to recognise. So loads of stuff, exciting stuff to happen. I think what we really ought to talk about, I think that for me, was to finally get to see the campus. Finally.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I was no longer on my own, isolated, feeling like it was me, myself, and my books and my laptop and TMAs. I think that's where I finally connected and finally realised just how awesome the community is. And the campus, greenery everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just huge. We've got a library on site. What else have we got? Obviously, we've got all the facilities, meeting rooms.
Yeah, the tutors are real.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
like a
the
proper
faculties are
campus,
real.
isn't it? It is a faculty. There are
Yeah.
researchers, lecturers, professors, teams of admins, the IT room. Did you go to the IT room, Sue? Was it you that was talking to us about it?
It
Or
wasn't
am I-
me. I haven't got a selection of
Someone-
laptops and they're now
No.
empty.
Someone talked to us or to me. I've got a vague recollection of the IT place. Well, there's just stuff everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the
there's the
greenery and
observatory as well.
Yes.
observatory. Oh, that was awesome. I went in there for a tour.
You got a
That
place,
was
you're very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how, but I did.
You're
I got
lucky,
in.
lucky.
Yeah. It was really, really booked. And what else? Oh, I remember fond memories from the campus in discovering and all these.
Tai Chi on the lawn.
Yes.
Yes.
And the artwork. We've got artwork.
Societies.
Societies.
Yeah, I was going to say
What
the Society Symposium.
Oh, they've got a
Symposium,
symposium.
yeah.
Oh, we must be at university because
Yeah.
we're using biggy words of
I'm
symposium.
practicing. Can you tell I've got a TMA due?
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously all the societies
Don't-
will be in the Jenny Lee building, I'm guessing.
Well, it's yet to be.
It's
we're
been
discussions.
decided. Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I'm trying to absorb,
Yeah.
pull out
Yes.
that information
Well,
from you.
we can't really say too much at this stage because
We're
there's
working on it in our forums.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot. And if you think about all this ongoing work that we're doing, we have to remember that a little plug of saying that if you are successful in getting a place,
Oh yes.
do please let them know if you can't.
Yeah.
Because we're always oversubscribed and it costs a lot because we've seen the budgets. And it would be a shame that another student can't make it, and B, because money is tight, as we know, around the country and stuff, that
It's a shame to waste the place.
It is wasted then, isn't it? Yeah, I mean,
we might have to bill you.
Oh God.
Well, we were all. Do you know what is really interesting is that we've all been open about this, you know, and we've been discussing. Sadly, I couldn't make the meeting that we had, the first meeting, and I gave my apologies. But I'm hoping to be making the next one. But we discussed this point, and I think we all feel very open, very comfortable with sharing our ideas, no matter what they are or might be, and we're bouncing off each other's.
Yeah.
But the major thing for us is that conference is about enjoying yourself, about meeting your fellow students, about discovering what your campus is all about. And as I said, the campus, you've got to be here to believe it. It's lovely.
Shout out to the Open University Students Association office staff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who not only do their day job, who you may have emailed or telephoned, they are also doing an organising conference. And it basically, the organisation started 2 years ago
at the end of the last one.
They have to book the accommodation for that number of students. So yes, big shout out to
the staff, the OU Students Association staff are awesome.
Obviously they give up their weekend to support us, obviously to deliver conference. You know, and I mean, the staff members do a phenomenal amount of work. I don't think they get enough shout outs and praise from us.
Is that you communicate with them. That's all they ask, really.
Yeah.
I mean, tonight they're here helping us out.
Well, that's it, behind the scenes. We wouldn't be here talking.
Water.
Yes.
Note
and we're getting the new techie bits now, cameras. And,
I know.
We
We've
feel
got
like
a camera.
proper professionals.
We've got a massive, massive microphone.
Yes. Well, these are. Yeah, you went.
Don't touch.
I know. I'm going to get. Okay, I'm just going to like
stroke them gently.
Stroke them. Yeah, very gently.
Are we allowed to make them rustle?
No, because I think you used to play with yours all the time, didn't you? When you
No, it's just because I fidget.
Oh, is that what it was?
We've moved on now.
Yeah, we've moved on.
But hey ho,
you, isn't it?
Yes. Day one.
Cool. So I think we need to kind of push this on a little bit now.
Yes,
so obviously the last thing I think we need to say is obviously if you want to come to conference, you need to pre-register.
Yeah.
So to do that, you need to go to www.oustudents.com/community and just follow the links on there.
And look out for your emails.
And yes, do check your emails, and they'll come from the association. I know sometimes they go into your spam inbox, so
that's true.
Do check your emails.
That. And please let us know if you can't make it for one reason or another. Give us enough notice so that we may allocate that space to another student that is desperate to get it, because as we say, it's oversubscribed.
So I think the last thing we're going to talk about is obviously earlier on this evening. I did a little bit of a tour of the studio, so this is where it all happens. Yes. So we're branching out continuously, and I obviously we had a competition running over the past couple of weeks because it's been freshers. So week one was all about new to the OU, so obviously we've got all our new students coming in, starting their courses tomorrow. Gosh.
Oh, goodness me.
And then we had a multitude of returning students doing their second modules or progressing. Like obviously myself, I went from being an undergraduate with the OU to now a postgraduate.
Yeah. I aspire to be there.
What you graduating in?
I was a graduate in, good lord, a BA Hons in business studies or something. I was somewhat businessy. I put it behind me. It was 3 years of pain. So no, and then I kind of said, what's next?
The calling. Was there
the calling? There was. It was like, a sisterhood of kind of join us. So obviously I decided to do a master's degree in education because that's the sector I work in.
Woo!
I know, more letters. I'm going to get the alphabet next to the end of my name. Determined.
That is it.
Something like that, yeah. And
that's what we're after. Ultimately, we're after this goal.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got, how many letters have I got at the end of my name now? 5.
Whoa.
Because I'm a member of an association that I have to have for work. So put those in as well. Anyway, we procrastinate from what we're here to do. So, we just love it, don't we?
I'm just,
and it's Sue going.
I'm just
Tell me
jealous.
more. You are, I bet you are.
Yes, I
But
am.
you will get there.
Painfully.
I mean, the only difference, the only thing that I found different with obviously between my undergraduate is obviously I had books and it was on a bit of blended learning. As with my masters, it's entirely online.
Oh.
So they emailed me my book. I was like, what is this? I want to take part in the ripping the box open.
Yeah.
None of that.
That's not happening now.
No, so and there's lots of journals to read. You know what I mean? Because obviously at the masters level you expect to do a lot of research rather than, I don't want to say spoon fed, but at undergraduate you can say, right, you should do this now.
Yeah. And I like that. I like the fact that
It's so they understand that you
what
understand.
Basically,
yeah.
God, that was a bit technical,
Well,
wasn't it? Look at me. That's
Are you glad you sat down?
It is.
So let's go to the.
Let's look at our results then.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm excited about that.
So let me
I'm trying
make
to
sure I've got this the
Not
right
think
way
about
around.
my
Get your piece of
TMA
papers.
deadline.
Okay, so the winner of the hashtag new to OU
Yeah.
is Wendy Phillips, and they tweeted, so interested in hearing from fellow newbies, especially from my area, looking for possible study buddies, hashtag new to OU. So you will sing praises for this.
Yes,
How many
absolutely.
coffee mornings do you do?
I once a month if I lately no, but once a month I try. I aim to do so. I haven't done one since December, so I
We've had Christmas.
Skip January.
Yeah,
skip January.
Well, I've got a perfect date for you. To do the next one.
Is it the big?
The big Feb meetup, which is
When
going
is
to be
that?
on the 24th of February.
Yes.
So our Vice President community is leading on that, Steph Stubbins.
Oh,
So is anyone out there who goes, ooh, let's...
Well,
we do
Dee
something?
was saying earlier.
London, yeah.
London. She's happy to meet up with students.
Yeah.
Or
Norwich folks, if you're listening, I'm aiming to organise one at the earliest opportunity. I love you guys.
Unfortunately, I would normally do a Manchester one on the same day, but I'm in London with my mum. So if Dee does one, I might go to hers while I'm in London.
But
Come on, mum. See, there is other OU students.
This is it. You
'cause-
can just
'cause if
crash
you
any
have-
meetup, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if anyone is in Manchester that wants to do them, just get in touch with me on Facebook or Twitter or even the association office here in Milton Keynes and just kind of say, I want to do
and
a
they can
host.
advertise it
They
for
can
you.
help
And
advertise,
it's
help you
easy
out,
peasy.
send goodie bags, all sorts.
Yeah.
So, obviously that
So
was
who
the,
are we congratulating?
So that was, just again, that
Wendy-
was Wendy Phillips.
Congratulations,
And that was
Wendy.
done on Facebook. So someone will get in contact with you to send you your prizes.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
if not, you can always send us an email to oustudents-media@open.ac.uk. And finally, so we have on Twitter, our hashtag back to OU is actually Cinnamon McGuigan.
We know Cinnamon. Hello, Cinnamon.
We do. So hi, Cinnamon, a fellow member of the Plexus Committee. So I'm going to say I just picked the name out the hat. That's like all is fair and square. And Sin wrote hashtag post-it notes.
Oh
Without
yeah, I
a
love my
doubt,
post-it
the
notes.
most used items in any of my OU degrees. Hashtag back to OU.
Yeah, I agree with that.
yes.
So you need them. I think I've got 3 lots of them, and every time I'm panicking because I seem to misplace them. And when I misplace them, it's sheer panic. I'm
Yes.
literally turning things upside down to try and find my post-it notes. And anyway, I've got them all safe now. I found them last weekend, and I'm cherishing them because without them, I couldn't function. Quite frankly,
I'm the same.
I just couldn't.
And highlighters.
Oh yeah, highlighters.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's been one of the things on my research jobby that we have to do for the forum.
Yeah.
Why
But
on
it's about finding a happy
It's
medium,
like-
isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
Of
absolutely.
how you make notes. Because I used
And
to just
highlight
write it.
things.
I just handwrite it.
Wow.
Yeah, that too. I'm do a bit of all
Cool.
sticky notes.
So
etc.
I've got capital letters on my screen.
What? It's the end.
It is. It's
Oh
actually
no,
past
no,
8. We're done.
Is it?
Yeah.
no! It
That
can't
was
be.
so quick.
It
I know. We
was.
had a whole section to talk about.
What have we missed out? What have we missed out
Just
that we
us
might have to bring
chatting.
to our
Yeah,
next
just chatting
show?
amongst ourselves.
Yeah, tell us a
but
bit
we-
about us. You know, people
Yeah.
can know. You know, obviously. I know. Well, we
We know
Well,
each other.
yeah.
I think to say that we're further down. I mean, I've graduated. You've graduated. You're still
About
on
to.
your
Hopefully.
about to.
I'm getting there.
But we
Tiny
have
bit
all
here.
been in that situation
Yes,
of
we
being a
have.
fresher student, and I think to say There are the forums. There's lots of ways of being in
Absolutely.
contact and not
Yeah.
being
Not alone.
isolated.
No.
You're not alone.
No, absolutely
Part
not.
of your learning journey is your learning and your studies and stuff, but it's
Yeah.
also about your personal development.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if people in the past have told you no, you can't do, just take a moment and think,
Yeah.
yes, I can.
Yeah.
What-
I was exact same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do not listen to anyone. Like Sue said, do not listen
No
to anyone
question is a silly
that is going to
question.
bring you down. Yeah.
I agree.
Exactly.
Now,
We can do
obviously-
it. We support each other, and we are.
And we are doing
we
it.
are
Yeah,
all you
we are.
students.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it.
Joe,
Yeah.
4 years flew by.
100 times.
Four,
Yeah.
five, 4 or 5 years? 4.5, I can't remember, but it flew. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
my mum, my dad doesn't cry, ever. But see my dad at the Barbican crying,
Oh,
that was what it was worth.
That's
Yeah.
lovely. Yes.
Not the certificate, not meeting Peter Horrocks, all the rest of it. It was getting my dad to cry.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Peter.
Sorry, yes.
If Peter's still listening.
I don't know.
yes.
I don't think he ever. When I actually met him properly, he must meet that many students.
Oh,
It's
God,
like, yes,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But anyway, big capital letters are here now.
Yeah.
Never mind, kind of
Oh, but
gentle
see,
ones.
we've got to go.
We've got to go.
Oh.
We don't know when the next show is, although I'll
No.
be here next week. But I don't think the technical team will be too happy if we rock up every week doing
No.
these.
Although we could do that all the time, couldn't we?
We could just do our own.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
So is this
We can do
studio
that.
signing off?
It is.
Yes.
So thank you so much
So
all
for
the best with
listening,
your studies.
watching for
Yeah.
the first time ever.
Yeah.
Bye.
Listening,
Bye.
watching
So-
to us. Thank you so much. This couldn't happen without you all, really. If
Yeah.
you weren't
Yeah.
listening to us, we would be talking amongst ourselves,
And thanks
which
to
we
the
could do.
techie
But
team.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and the
Thank
team,
you so much.
yeah,
And the
team
guests.
outside.
Yeah, guests, Radidi.
Yep, and anyone contributing online, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. Thank
So-
you so much.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the final hashtag to Malika, so we can say goodbye, good night, and see you next time.
Ah.
I knew you'd get the last word.
No, I was expecting you to say hush, Malika. And I was like, what?
Went out for a walk, met her on the boardwalk. Things got perverse. She took off her shirt. I had got nothing done 'cause procrastinating in the sun.